The S-class hunter falls. Monsters surge, drowning the world. His blood, raw and crimson, might seal the rift. A crystal gate shatters. Blinding light erupts. Demons pour forth. Villages crumble under clawed fury. Amid ruin, a few survivors feel mana flare, veins igniting. They christen themselves hunters, brandishing newfound power as humanity's last hope. Jinwoo will soon answer the hunter's call. Mana-awakened hunters unleash steel and arcane blasts. Jinwoo, Mira, and fresh warriors channel raw power, cleaving monster ranks. Every strike forces beasts toward the cracked gate. The battered human army rallies behind them, surging forward. Monsters retreat, granting the world a fleeting breath. Yet the silence masks an ominous pulse, hinting at the next surge. A scrolling chart lists the ingredients. Death row inmates' corpses, slaughtered animals, minerals from the gate's core, and raw monster cells. The caption calls it humanity's last effort to stay alive. The next scene claims this formula will change the war. The report declares the blend an ideal union of science and hunter expertise, slashing hunter death rates and saving countless lives. Officials smile, believing the project will turn the tide. A weary researcher soon voices doubt. A tired lab tech slams a clipboard, sighs, mutters that one more check will let him finally go home. Flickering lights cast long shadows over the equipment. Jinwoo's raid approaches as the lab's power fails. A distorted howl erupts from the mountains, warping into unintelligible syllables. The abandoned Chimera's broken core flashes a faint pulse on the monitor, hinting at lingering energy. That pulse may yet change the fight's outcome. The broken Chimera hunter throws its head back and shouts, "Keek! Kahak!" The guttural cry ripples across the battlefield, jolting nearby demons. It ignites the weapon's core.
Keek. Kahak.
The blast is about to fire. The Chimera releases a colossal arc of energy, cutting through the demon horde. Monsters fall, scorched by a single strike. Its power confirms the class's annihilation capability. The director watches, noting the devastation. The Red King erupts from the shadows, massive claws digging into cracked stone. His crimson eyes lock onto the fleeing hunters. The gate shudders, pulsing with unstable mana as the portal flickers. Jinwoo darts forward, clutching the gate's edge, while Mira snarls, spraying plasma. Hunters scramble, ducking under falling debris. The monster's charge threatens to smash their only escape route. A sudden shout cuts through the chaos. A hunter yells a startled cry as a falling rock grazes his shoulder. The shout echoes over the battlefield, drawing attention to the danger. This forces the group to shift formation and protect the wounded.
Later.
The hunters dash toward the gate, hoping to outrun the Red King.
The monitor shows, in bold, it indicates 0 fatalities among 8 recent trials. The data reassures the director of the protocol's safety. The final file reveals the Chimera's full composition. The last entry declares, monster cell types implanted into Chimera Hunter. The director declares the Chimera complete and ready for deployment.
Chimera ready. Deploy.
The raid team now prepares to unleash Chimera on the Red Gate. Chimera on a crude metal slab. 2 soldiers strap the slab to a wheeled cart. The second soldier, marked as human, pulls a rope, dragging the cart toward the Red Gate. The Chimera's stitched skin ripples with each step.
The Chimera hunter, stitched from monster cells, rolls out of the tunnel toward the gaping Red Gate, its cracked helmet broadcasting a fragmented plea for humanity as armies of snarling beasts converge. Its battered frame shudders with lingering doubt, yet its charge promises salvation. The director watches, eyes narrowed, while the Chimera teeters between synthetic obedience and a flickering human soul, risking the loss of its newfound consciousness for the sake of a ruthless weapon. He weighs the cost of power against the fragile echo of humanity. A guttural roar erupts from the monster horde, the Red Gate trembling, leaving the Chimera's desperate question hanging in the air and the outcome of the raid teetering on a razor-thin edge. The battlefield holds its breath, awaiting the final spark. You're not just watching a recap, you're joining a movement. Subscribe to Manwa with Hari. Seals shatter. The S-Class hunter watches his experiment number flare on his wrist, the cold metal biting his skin. The lab still tags him, his only leash. He wonders how to break it. The digit blinks, then sputters out. The glowing number disappears, leaving smooth skin. The tracking spell fizzles, he's finally unmarked. No longer monitored, every step becomes his own. A thought snaps. If the lab's chains are gone, what fuels me? He feels a rhythmic pulse deep inside. A dormant immortality that revives him up to 3 times, as long as his core stays intact. The lab's impossible cell claim shatters. Death now feels like a gamble, not a sentence. All binding sigils dissolve. He sniffs the hide, recoiling from the foul odor, and vows to wash it before use. Contamination must be stripped away.
No damage, it smells, I'll wash it.
He rushes to a nearby spring to cleanse the skin. Bending the hide reveals stubborn rigidity. Monster origin makes it stiff.
Is it because it's monster hide? Too stiff.
He decides to soak it longer, hoping the fibers will soften. He wipes his hands, folds the washed hide, the forest for resources, ignoring a distant banner advertising chapters. A low growl rolls from the trees, hinting at a lurking demon. Danger lurks nearby. He whispers that fate might reunite them elsewhere, leaving the door ajar for future encounters. The bound monster lifts its head, eyes glinting, ready to speak. Hope flickers. He reaches for the bound monster, attempting to draw blood, but the creature jerks, eyes flashing, and pulls away. Consent is needed for his healing power. He shifts his aim, planning to harvest its hide instead. He rips a strip of raw hide from the monster's skin, laying it on the ground, grimacing at the foul odor. The material will be tanned for clothing. He steels himself for the next step. He sniffs the fresh hide, wincing at the stench, labeling it rejected. He wipes dirt from his hands, glances at his patched monster leather clothes, and declares he needs a proper house. He plans to secure a safe spot before nightfall.
Now that clothes are taken care, I need a house.
Clad in freshly forged armor, the hunter strides through the Crimson Valley under twin moons, eyes locked on a trembling fox-scaled drake perched on a jagged cliff, and lunges to confront the pleading creature. Survival's fragile comfort clashes with newfound hope, granting a potential ally while risking exposure and the loss of his hard-won shelter. Each breath sharpens his resolve. The drake's pleading eyes conceal a darker intent, and as night deepens, the valley trembles, leaving the hunter's future hanging on an unseen threat poised to strike. The choice is yours, but the right answer is subscribing to Manwa with Hari. He sews monster flesh onto his wounds, turning the battlefield into a makeshift triage. Chun Dowson bursts from his half-finished shelter, lunges the crisp air, and the echo of a far-off waterfall reaches his ears. That roar signals the demon gate still hums, sparking a fragile hope of escape. Yet the gate shivers, its structure cracking under unseen pressure. He christens the ramshackle frame as his house, slamming a jagged door into the opening. Chun Dowson stakes his claim, the flimsy walls shielding him from the biting wind. The shelter becomes a lifeline as the storm gathers fury. He immediately scours the ruins for any strange material that might fortify his refuge. Chun eyes his small hound, trembling in the icy wind. A cold, "Ha!" escapes as he realizes the demon realm's toxic mana will soon claim the animal. He makes the brutal choice to abandon the dog, sharpening his focus on the mission. The loss steals his resolve to claim the gate stone. Chun bursts from the shelter, ripping back a tarpaulin to stare into the raging snowstorm. The gate's destabilizing aura flickers far ahead, painting a ghostly glow on the icy plain. He measures the gap, noting every breath of wind. He readies himself to sprint toward the gate before it collapses.
Maybe I can ask for root tendrils, brew tea.
Chun pauses, scanning the broken stone for stray root fragments. He contemplates brewing a calming tea, hoping to steady his nerves and maybe barter for extra roots later. The brief respite could secure the last resources before the gate seals fully. He still needs a fresh root before the final crack closes. Chun spots a strange glowing fruit clinging to the shelter wall. He reaches for it, hoping its essence can reinforce the structure. The fruit might grant extra durability before the barrier collapses. He must race toward the ridge where the gate stone could lie. Chun shakes his head, steps back, mutters "no way," while scanning the creature's outline, frustration simmering.
No way.
Chun raises a massive mandrake root, channels his chimera blood, and drives it into the shattered ice. The ground cracks, unveiling a glowing gate fragment pulsing beneath. Li Jun snatches the fragment, while Myra's rune steadies the area. The fragment lifts, forming a temporary bridge. A distant roar erupts from the volcano, signaling a guardian's awakening. The roar foretells a deadly clash ahead. Chun channels his chimera blood through a massive mandrake root, slamming it into the shattered ice. The impact reveals a pulsing gate fragment, which Li Jun snatches as Myra's sealing rune erupts, cracking the air with raw power. Chen's desperate plea to save his unborn child collides with his duty, forcing him to sacrifice personal safety for the gate's retrieval, while lingering contamination threatens to consume his loved ones. The portal's pulse flickers erratically as the Red Guild sniper reloads. A hidden Red Guild scout lurks in the shadows, and the shattered courtyard trembles, promising a deadly showdown on the horizon. You got lucky finding this video. Don't rely on luck twice. Subscribe to Manwa with Hari. Poison blood splinters the ancient gate. Dark mist erupts, demons roar. Li Hyun drenches the seal with tainted blood. The stone cracks, shadows spill out. A horde surges toward the market streets. The hunters scramble, forming a desperate barrier.
Give us the gate stone, or we die.
Time ticks. Li must seal the rift before the city is overrun. The party unloads battered packs beside a fractured wall. Fresh prints appear. Tiny child steps mixed with wolf-like claws. Mira crouches, eyes widening at the demonic taint spreading to innocence. Jinwa's brow tightens. The threat could reach the unborn child nearby.
The child's blood is contaminated.
Their priority shifts to shielding the hidden fetus. The portable burner whirs, steam rising as a tiny voice croaks "nom" while gnawing a noodle strand. The hunters chuckle, momentarily amused. Ramen broth bubbles. The team readies their meal even as the ritual hovers. A cloaked trader slides a glowing gate stone across the table. Songju seizes it, swearing eternal gratitude. The stone promises a portal home. Li Hyun studies its pulse, gauging its power before the next move. Mira thrusts her staff into the glowing gate stone, demanding its price. Songju slams two 10 million won checks onto the table, securing the only passage out of the demon realm. Jinwoo forces a frantic mana injection on the infected ally, burning away demonic residue. A cold wind sweeps the camp, stirring ash. MMR Cheon narrows his eyes, sensing an unfamiliar presence nearby. He gestures, warning the others to stay alert. The hunters tighten their grip on weapons, aware something unseen approaches. The looming threat could jeopardize their escape.
By the way,
The burner's gears grind louder as water reaches a rolling boil. The portable creature emits a soft metallic hum, amber eyes glowing. Songju watches the bubbling broth, eyebrows raised. Boiling marks the start of their makeshift meal. Soon they'll face the tricky timing of the fish edition. Amarchion pulls a crumpled note from his pack and reads aloud, "Add fish when the broth turns cloudy. He points to the simmering pot, indicating the exact moment. The team nods, aware mistimed fish could ruin flavor. Proper timing keeps morale high for the crossing. Lee Hyun prepares the fish, wondering if the ritual will finish in time. Song-ju lifts a hand toward the trembling beast, eyes scanning its glossy hide. He half jokes, "Should we eat it to gain its energy?" The others glance, half amused, half concerned about demonic contamination. The suggestion tests the group's willingness to use any resource in their desperate escape. Song-ju slurps the steaming broth, declares it incredible, and the portable metal creature whirs into a makeshift cooker, converting the beast's own heat into a lifeline for the starving hunters. The brief feast lifts their grim spirits, yet MMR Cheon's dark chuckle masks Lee Hyun's limp and the ticking clock, reminding everyone that comfort bears a fragile balance of health and hope. As Song-ju signals the gate stone, the creature's high-pitched tulla blares, steam hisses, and the hunters scramble, leaving the looming portal's fate and the beast's next strike hanging in the air.
High-quality editing. Perfect pacing. Zero filler. If I delivered, hit subscribe on Manwa with Harry.
Jinwoo injects his blood syringe into a trembling slime, stitching its wounds. A twisted chimera prowls the city's shadows, watching his work. He rinses the creature, then drops a mandragora seed beside it. A humming hover creature drifts overhead, its lenses fixed on the sprout. The drone circles, eyeing the green hope. Jinwoo snatches pruning shears, slices a wilted leaf, mutters, "It's okay, one more left." He forces the last seed deep into the earth, anchoring it with the shears. The completed garden promises fresh herbs for his monster-based meals.
It's okay, one more left.
A sharp crack shatters the stone. The hover creature flickers, gears grinding, then solidifies into a gray stone. A tiny mech named Mr. rolls into the garden, its patched shirt fluttering. Its eyes flicker with curious light. Mr. clumsily readjusts the shirt, then extends a metal hand toward the mandragora, offering assistance. The odd gesture comforts Jinwoo, hinting the robot's willingness to help. Their teamwork could revive the garden. Jinwoo wonders if Mr. can truly tend the soil. Jinwoo gestures at the mandragora, noting wilted leaves and dry roots. Mira nods, confirming the decline. The plant's lifeblood evaporates faster than expected, threatening their healing cycle. Their focus sharpens on restoring moisture. They ready their tools to dig deeper and locate the dryness source. The girl sighs, eyes glistening, admitting, "Teach, that's why I want to live here. I needed a place. The forest after all." Jinwoo nods, sensing her loss of a forest home. Her confession deepens his empathy, prompting him to offer the garden as refuge. Granting shelter binds her to the group, possibly unlocking tribal aid.
That why I want to live here.
Mira leans in, observing the chimera's spasms and drooling. She asks if those symptoms are side effects of its alteration. Their suspicion deepens that the injury links to lab conditioning. The group suspects a lingering command still drives the beast. Rin grunts, noting the chimera can't move unaided. Clearly a brainwashing command still binds it. Its paralysis ensures death under the predator. Mira suggests that aid might shatter the command. Mira urges, "If we help, it might survive." Jinwoo asks, "Should we inspect the wound?" The team debates intervening before the predator strikes. Jinwoo resolves to act and vows to return. Jinwoo draws his blade, steps toward the wounded chimera, and declares his intent. Jinwoo kneels in the garden, scrubbing a trembling slime while planting mandragora roots. A clunky hoverbot buzzes, babbling nonsense. Jinwoo smashes its tin head. A wild-eyed coconut tribe girl appears, thrusting a carved charm, and they exchange names. Suddenly, a guttural roar shatters the peace. A blood-smeared chimera limps from the demon realm, its mind scarred by forced knowledge injection. Jinwoo lunges, blade cutting the predator's charge. Kazu's arrow wounds the beast, buying the team precious seconds to shield the trembling chimera from the hostile crowd. Myra's frantic pleas and Jinwoo's gentle cleansing of the wounded slime spark fragile hope. Yet the mob's cruelty threatens to crush the team's resolve and the chimera's chance at redemption. A clunky hoverbot buzzes ominously, broken circuits sparking. as a wild-eyed coconut tribe girl appears, leaving the team unsure if she allies with chaos or summons a deeper, unseen menace.
We set the standard for Manhwa recaps on YouTube. Subscribe to Manwa with Harry and experience the difference.
He grafted the monster onto his flesh, and now its blood runs through his veins. In the dim lab, a shrunken form slips from the shadows. "Uncle!" he screams, voice cracking with raw shock. His heart hammers as he lunges forward, eyes locked on the tiny beast. The sight forces him to face the very creature that once ripped his skin away. Questions flare. Why does its shape now tremble with unfamiliar power? The monster fits within a single palm, its pallid hide almost translucent. He slides his fingers across the smooth surface, feeling the familiar lattice of scales. A confident nod follows. This is the immortal fiend that once tore his flesh. Surveying the chaotic tangle of tools, bandages, and the tiny monster, he resolves to craft a compact storage cabinet. He gathers planks, measures the floor, sketches a simple blueprint to protect Ku and organize supplies. The cabinet will streamline care and guard against accidental spills. He begins cutting the wood, preparing for the next step. Measuring the planned dimensions, he decides 3 units of length suffice. The cabinet needn't be massive. He marks the cuts, confident the compact size will fit the cramped lab corner while holding all essentials. A smaller structure reduces collapse risk amid the lab's chaos. He lines up the pieces, ready to assemble. Adam lifts the shrunken Ku, cradles its soft body, and slides it into the tiny wooden cabinet they built. The monster coos gently, settling safely inside. Securing the creature readies them for what comes next. A rival lab's drones appear on the horizon, ready to strike. Adam slides the shrunken Ku into the tiny wooden cabinet and slams the lid shut. Rival lab drones hover, red lights blinking, locking onto the cabinet. Their weapons charge, endangering the fragile shelter. A sudden burst erupts from the drones, licking the wooden cabinet with fire. Adam screams, backing away, terror flashing in his eyes. He clutches the cabinet, trying desperately to shield Ku.
Ku flickers, its skin shimmering under the fire. It opens its mouth, emitting a faint sound that becomes a telepathic pulse. The creature whispers, "I," to Adam, urging him to move. Adam freezes, hearing the faint mental plea. The monster's weak voice confirms its growing sentience. Adam slams his forearm into the rival's energy blast, shattering it into sparks. He hurls the heavy baton aside, and Ku's telepathic pulse triggers a hidden override code. The secret sequence erupts, converting the fire-racked lab into a volatile battlefield. Alarms blaring, doors sealing, and power surging wildly. Adam feels his heart shatter as flames lick Ku's fragile form. Yet his resolve hardens, a fire of determination igniting within. He realizes that rescuing the creature could tip the endless war between hunters and monsters, even if it means sacrificing his own safety for a fragile hope. The rival lifts his device, the Crimson 1OB code pulsing ominously as the Inferno swells around them. Adam teeters on the brink of collapse, while Ku's fate hangs in a deafening, unspoken scream that reverberates through the burning lab.
The algorithm is unpredictable, but your subscription is permanent. Lock it in with Manwa with Harry.
June's breath falters, and the demon horde erupts in snarls. Only his healing can halt their onslaught. He swings his blade, cleaving the fire monster once more. He must subdue it, else his ramen boils over.
Knock it out again.
A fresh wave of fire demons surges, threatening to scorch the broth. June darts from a burst of, laughing wildly, then hurls the pot toward Mira. He needs her to shield the broth from the incoming monsters.
Come here.
Mira arrives just in time, but a hulking shell monster rolls straight into the kitchen. June freezes as flashbacks of his lost sister flood his mind. Lee June grins, slams his fist on the pot, yells, "You know how ramen works? Ramen time. I'm excited." He slams the lid down, signaling the battle to begin. June hoists the water jug, pours a torrent into the boiling pot. Steam erupts. The fire monster sputters, shrieks, and collapses as water quenches the flames. Shell creatures bounce off the broth, scattering. Mira swings her blade, slicing stray slime. The kitchen steadies. June sighs, thoughts turning inward. Lee June reflects. To some it's just ramen, but for me it's everything. The moment cements his resolve to prove his skill. The obsidian beast roars louder, demanding completion. Lee June clenches his fists, eyes fixed on the boiling pot. He declares, "Rewards mean nothing. Passing the hunter rank test is all that matters now."
Rewards don't matter. I just need to pass the hunter rank test.
The obsidian beast roars, ready for the final clash. Lee June wipes broth from his chin, clamps his fists, and shouts, "They'll spar now." The obsidian beast snarls, raising its claws. He steps forward, ready to test his skill. The spar decides if he can survive the rank test.
Let's spar. Last time ended too quickly.
The beast lunges, and Lee June must dodge. A lanky hunter steps forward, nodding. Lee June unleashes a torrent of water at the looming obsidian-scaled monster, shielding his steaming ramen pot and challenging the beast to taste his broth, sparking a fierce, soup-scented showdown. He casts aside every promise of reward, clutching only his iron resolve to pass the hunter rank test, feeling his future hinge on this single, boiling confrontation. The obsidian monster snarls, claws inches from the pot, while a shadowy traitor watches, hinting at a deeper gate conflict that could shatter Lee June's fragile victory. There's a twist coming that nobody sees coming. Subscribe to Manwa with Hari, you'll want to be ready. Nam Ji-suk's power erupts, outpacing every hunter's ceiling. At 20, he's already hailed as a meteoric prodigy, the future legend of the guild. His burning dream drives an endless grind, each strike sharper than the last. The tension builds, hinting at a disastrous experiment looming. The next trial will shatter his world. At 21, his hairline recedes, exposing a thin crown of scalp. He storms salons, frantic doctors, illegal labs, gulping every tonic promising regrowth. Pride erodes, desperation sharpens, and he eyes shortcuts. The urge pushes him straight into a hazardous laboratory. Nam Ji-suk once towered over every peer, his skill a blazing comet. Then the climb stalls, power plateaus a terrifying flatline. Nam Ji-suk recoils, shouting that the metal is liquefying before his eyes. He clamps his weapon tighter, dread creeping into his veins. The squad watches the metamorphosis with wary eyes.
TH this.
The hunter beams, unveiling a cabinet crafted from Ku's counsel. He declares the house vastly tidier, seeks approval, then notes the room still feels dim. The new storage streamlines gear prep for the volcanic expedition, yet the low light signals a need for brighter solutions. Functionality now bolsters their readiness for looming peril.
Built cabinet with Ku's advice. House tidier, but still a bit dark.
They must install glow stones before stepping into the fiery zone. Nam Ji-suk surveys the fresh cabinet, eyes the lingering gloom. Darkness could cripple nighttime work. A solution is urgent. Their hunt for a reliable light source begins. A portable lamp flickers alive, flooding the shelves with bright light. Nam Ji-suk secures glowing stones, flooding the storage with azure light, then pivots from solo daring to forging heat-resistant armor and rallying the squad toward the volcanic maw. The crew sighs relief as darkness lifts, yet trembles at Nam Ji-suk's daring gamble, balancing command with vulnerability, his resolve to shield them while confronting primal fury. The volcano's searing heat looms, the freshly forged gear untested, and the glowing stones flicker ominously. leaving the team's survival and mission's fate teetering on a scorching brink. The world is expanding and you'll want a guide. Subscribe to Manwa with Hari. The S-Class hunter grips a bleeding monster while lava devours the summit. Ash pelts them, searing skin. Toxic fumes choke every breath. Demonic energy crackles along the crater rim. Gear sputters, warning lights flicker. No map marks the zone. Their advanced stalls, adapt or perish. Suddenly, a dying fire toad clutches a clutch of trembling eggs. A towering figure steps forward, eyes scanning the horizon. He shouts, "I'm a chimera hunter." The words slice through the volcanic howl. He declares his dual purpose, hunting monsters and hunters. The confession sparks a fragile alliance amid the crater's fury. The chimera hunter continues, "Chimera hunters look human, right? I did too until I regenerated." Hwansuk approaches, inspects the carcass. Swollen abdomen, egg sacs still clinging. He deduces the female perished while fleeing, body smoldering on hot rock. Identifying her as the egg carrier secures a toxin source. Preserving the remaining eggs becomes critical. Lee Junwoo calculates the crater's heat impact. Lee Junwoo cradles a glowing egg, feeling searing air. He warns, all the eggs will die. Temperature exceeds survival threshold. The team grasps the urgency. Act now or erase the lineage. They consider using the female's toxin to halt development. Mira readies the paralysis extract while Chari watches the surviving male. Mira studies the lone male fire toad, dark skin, drooping eyes. She notes its sorrow for its fallen mate.
Chari narrows her eyes, murmurs. It must have sensed the dead female. That explains it. She realizes the embryo reacted to the mother's death. They ready the toxin injection. Lee Junwoo kneels beside the dead fire toad mother, clutching still warm eggs. Mira brushes ash from her visor, eyes locked on fragile shells. Hwansuk holds the scanner, red readout flashing. Chari gestures at the embryos, whispering about survival odds. Toxic ash swirls, choking air. The party knows the eggs could birth future allies, yet crater heat threatens them. Junwoo readies paralysis toxin for the first egg. Mira snaps at Hwansuk, accusing him of abandoning the rescue. Hwansuk steps closer, eyes on Junwoo's soot-blackened face. He asks why he looks like that, fearing toxic ash is harming them. Their health wanes if they linger.
Why do you look like that?
A sudden tremor shakes the ground. Junwoo nods, gripping the cage tighter. He replies with a curt, "Okay," signaling readiness. Their decision locks the egg's fate.
Okay.
The volcanic roar crescendos, threatening to swallow the party.
Junwoo snatches the still warm egg, secures it in a massive crystal cage, and leads the team sprinting through ash-filled craters as the volcano erupts, racing against time to shield the unborn creature. Myra's confession that she abandoned the hunters because their language left her hollow fuels their desperate drive, while each member sacrifices safety, health, and personal resolve to protect the fragile life they now carry. With the volcano's roar intensifying, ash choking their lungs and Junwoo straining under the cage's weight, the team faces an unresolved fate. Will the egg hatch in time or be consumed by the fire? Their hearts pound as the molten world threatens to devour their hope. The next recap covers something you won't believe. Subscribe to Manwa with Hari and we'll talk soon. Every scar births a monster, and Adam's fury lights a battlefield. A fresh crack splinters his cheek. A snarling beast bursts forth, claws raking the stone floor. Adam snarls, fists balling, and smashes the creature under his raw power. His blazing rage threatens his comrades, but the heat fuels his resolve. He spots the glowing stones on the workbench and begins shaping a lamp from their radiant crystal. A low, hissing SS reverberates from the shadowed corner. A tiny slime oozes forward, its translucent skin rippling like liquid glass. It freezes, amber eyes locked on Adam's bench, glimmering at the glowing stones. A curious teammate steps closer, voice trembling, and asks what Adam is crafting. The veteran hunter steps forward, claiming hair loss remains a medical mystery. He explains that even a bald head feels smooth because follicles die, yet his own hairline clings on, especially at the front. The group listens, puzzled, as the odd discussion deepens. This leads Adam to demand a new training plan. Adam slams his palm onto the table, declaring, "Then I guess it's time for special training." He yells, "Tell me what to do. Anything." The team freezes, surprised by his sudden resolve. The urgency pushes them to devise a focus drill.
Give me a task now.
Their preparation soon proves insufficient. The training kicks off, but Adam's attacks barely graze the targets. Adam snatches the red stone, then turns to the strategist. He shouts, "Hold this steady while I focus my mana." The strategist complies, steadying the crystal.
Hold this, he commands.
The shield trial begins now. Adam steadies his stance, eyes locked on the glowing line etched on the floor. Prabhat points, urging him to follow the path and pour mana into it. The red stone glows brighter, channeling energy toward a protective barrier.
Follow that path and channel your mana through it.
If the barrier holds, Adam can finally face Ghoul's next assault. Adam clenches his fists, draws deeper from the stone, and pushes mana along the line. Prabhat shouts encouragement. Adam hammers the red stone into the glowing line, channeling raw mana through it. A trembling shield erupts, flickering into a faint dome that steadies as the water beasts surge toward him. Adam feels a surge of hope as the fragile dome holds, confirming his mana can forge a shield. Yet his trembling breath reveals how close he teeters to collapse, threatening the team's fragile confidence. The shield wavers under the beast's relentless onslaught. The strategist readies a new technique, and Adam stares at the red stone, wondering if his next breath will seal the barrier or shatter his chances.
Save hours of reading. Get the full story in minutes. Subscribe to Manwa with Harry.